Greetings, everybody. Rokelle Lerner from Crossroads Centre, and today I would like to talk to you about conflict. One of the gifts of facilitating a family program, particularly at Crossroads, is that we are blessed to witness the courage of men and women who are willing to face their fear of conflict and begin to heal their relationships. The psychologist David Schnarch says that very little changes in our relationships unless we can tolerate some pain for growth. It's called meaningful endurance. The ability to tolerate conflict in relationships is so important. I once heard a quote that couples who avoid conflict is a quality only to be admired in sheep. Or as my mentor used to say, if two people agree on everything, then one is not needed. There is a direct correlation between avoiding conflict and the absence of passion in a relationship. When we can't resolve conflict, it becomes painful, and in my experience in working with people, a potential trigger for relapse. Some couples have so much buried under the rug that they can't even talk about the weather without turning into battles. So here are 4 blocks that keep us from resolving conflict. And the first is that we have a hard time listening. One of the biggest reasons people have conflict in their relationship is they can't be quiet when the other person is talking. For example, if your spouse is criticizing you for something and you instantly get defensive and start listing reasons why they're wrong, nothing gets resolved. Folks, it takes a lot of humility and patience to simply listen and try to see if there's any truth in what they're saying. Another block is trying to fix somebody's feelings. When someone we love is hurting, it's natural to want to help them feel better. But the problem is when we try to take away their pain, it's invalidating. Or when we try to fix our partner by describing all kinds of solutions or ways they can feel better by doing things differently. It doesn't heal anything. Don't make the mistake of assuming that more information is always the solution. And remember that people who are suffering often want connection much more than solutions. When we try to fix another person's feelings, it's usually about our discomfort, not theirs. And if you have abandonment fear, then you need to make sure your partner's never angry or they may leave you. Remind yourself that it's important to ground yourself and allow your partner or family member the gift of feeling whatever they feel. The third block to resolution is called unchecked pride. If we can't embrace the possibility that we may actually have something to apologize for or some admission of guilt to own, we're not ready to enter any conflict resolution. Unchecked pride can only build walls, never bridges. And genuine humility, again, humility is a prerequisite for the solution of conflict. Lastly, and most damaging, is lingering unforgiveness and resentment. We know that bitterness poisons the soul, and resentment is a powerful source of relationship conflict. And it's especially powerful when we insist on being quiet about our resentments and never acknowledging them. They leak out. We become passive-aggressive and angry. If we're dishonest about our resentments on top of feeling resentful, it leads to very intense emotions, and it's hard to overcome. If you have buried resentments and have difficulty talking about them, it might be wise to get some professional help to sort through them. These resentments are the fuel for anger, defensiveness, and this is when disagreements have the potential to turn into vicious, vicious battles. Look, everybody has some conflict in their relationship. But if you and your partner or family members consistently have intense levels of conflict, it's likely that one or more of these sources of conflict blocks is the cause. We know It takes courage and humility to have more genuine intimacy in our relationships and closer ties with our friends and families. I invite you to find the resolve to see and admit some of the sources of unresolved conflict in your life. Until next time.